too much sun and not enough sun. What am I, the thorn in your eye? It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, as you see me laying face down. Come on, free your mind, find your alibi for a time. I'm walking on stones and glass. When I reach out my hand, I know you can't stand me for what I am. But once I had it all your only things ain't just without wings. Too much sun and not enough sky. What am I, the thorn in your eye? Too much sun and not enough sky. What am I, the thorn in your eye? Too much sun and not enough sky. I'm lost again, but I gotta maintain. Too much sun and not enough sky. What am I, the thorn in your eye?
Hello everybody and welcome to race number 13 of Season 4 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you back after a one-season hiatus. We are back at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600, and this is going to be an exciting race for you people to watch. And joining me for special guest commentary is none other than NR2003 legend and former winner of the Coca-Cola 600 here in Walmart Cup Series. In fact, he was the winner of the very last Coca-Cola 600 we ran, Mr. Trent Dunham. How are you doing, Trent?
I am doing spectacular, and I'm ready to help you try to commentate and try to get these cars underway. Like you said, it's been a whole season since we've been here, and I was the last winner. So hopefully these guys don't forget what this track is like. I mean, this is probably going to be one of the longest races of the season.
Indeed. So before we get into it, let's take a look and see how the point standings look coming into tonight's race here at Charlotte. Currently in the points, Jesse said he leads by 30 points over the Season 2 champion Gabe Williams. Our most recent winner at Spartan, Sonny Hammond, in third in points. Fourth is Chase Oliver, and fifth, and being the highest rookie in the point standings, Joshua Balkin. The rest of the top 10 is Mitchell Riggs, Dylan Thoreau, Chris Singer, Anthony McCrory, and David Rivera. And some of the drivers on the outside trying to get in the top 10 are Austin Weiner, Jesse King, Charles Sanford, Dorian Facepuncher, PJ Williams, Charles Jackson, Chris Thomas, Trent Dunham, Danny Wells, and Seth Cole. So that is how the top 20 in the standings look, but as far as how the chase is going, already, like we've said, 3 drivers are already automatically locked into the chase due to 2 wins, and that's Jesse Setti, Austin Weiner, and Zachary Fitzwater. But other drivers that are currently in at the moment are Sonny Hammond, Chris Singer, Jecko Knight, Joshua Michaels, and Rue McIntyre, just to name a few. But without further ado, let's take a look at how the starting lineup looks tonight here for the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte.
Imagine the dreams of a 13-year-old looking up at the sky, wondering how the world can be so cold. This kid wasn't told it would be like this. At nighttime, wishes to be safe from this abyss. Cause this shit is something that can be dismissed. A boy born as a girl who is going through the stress. He's got a shotgun number, can't play for the team. His school won't let him even though it's his dream. Now he's sitting in bed with a loaded gun, thinking about blowing his brains out to kingdom come. Cause he's been bullied and teased all his life. Almost killed himself 2 years ago by slitting his wrist with a knife. I wonder if he sees the things I see for him. 10 years down the line, speaking at the forum. A college graduate up at the top of his class. The first trans NFL player up in the draft.
Well, there's a look at your lineup. Zachary Fitzwater on the pole, Matt McIntyre in second, And here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, the boys and the girls.
And oh man, it looks like McIntyre tried to hurry up and get to the bottom, but couldn't quite get there. The 21 of Chase Oliver is already moving to the inside and is trying to bring the 15 of Dorian Face Puncher along with him. Right now, I believe that's the highest running rookie at the moment.
Right now, yes indeed, the 15 of Face Puncher is the highest of the rookies, but it's a long race, 51 laps here, and Zachary Fitzwater does lead us on lap number 1. But here comes Chase Oliver down low for the lead.
And oh boy, we almost got some 3 wide racing back there. And oh boy, Matt McIntyre just got in the wall and he's starting to drop back. Oh man, I think he lost about 4 or 5 spots. And here comes Trent Dunham on the inside being pushed by the 26.
Yeah. Chase Oliver leads this lap, but here comes the 15 of Dorian Face Puncher, and last 2 races we've had, Lime Rock and then at the controversial race at Sparta, Dorian Face Puncher has been finishing top 5 in the last 2 races, so he has some momentum going right now, and here he comes for the lead.
Yeah, Dorian Face Puncher, he's trying to get that inside run, but Chase Oliver is not gonna try to give it up that easy. And while they're having that battle, here comes the 42 of Eric and Rage to the inside of the 15 now.
Oh, and there's smoke up ahead, but no caution. But looks like Michael Norman and Biggie Spencer might have been involved in this. So was Ian Dutta, but no caution. I guess it must have been a spin in the apron. But
yeah,
if we do get
if
we do get a caution, we'll take a look at that replay to see what happened there, in case we do get a caution. But now, here comes Eric and Rage to the lead. Jessica Sheldon, the All-Star race winner, she's coming into the battle.
Yeah, I was about to say that spin. It must have happened so far back in the pack that NASCAR didn't see fit to throw a caution once the cars didn't really come back around. It must have been like a complete 360. But like you said, if we ever get a caution, we'll go to the replays. And coming up behind Chase Oliver, I believe that's the 23 of Justin Nichols, another rookie, heading into the top 5 for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, and look at that driver in second, Chris Washer in the 10. And he's coming for the lead now underneath Enrage. Oh, and Sheldon into the wall again.
Oh, wow. Hard smack for the 9 car, and she's just stuck on the outside now. She just got passed by the 33 of Gabe Williams, who actually, that you said, who was second in the championship standings. And oh man, Shelton's in the wall again.
Yeah, she needs to get out of that high line. That's what she needs to do. She needs to get out of that higher groove.
Oh man, I believe she lost about 10 or 15 spots just in that last lap.
Yeah, she had to have. That was a lot of spots lost for the 9 car. New leader, and it's Chase Oliver once again. And Washer gets the wall. And whoa, Kyle Singer! I saw the 11 get turned. And he comes back up. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, huge wreck. Sonny Hammond just slammed. And that's the points leader, isn't it? The 47?
No, the 88.
Was he third in points?
He's third. And whoa, Dutta.
Oh man, Joshua Michaels involved. Close call by the 66. And that
Preston
will, without a doubt, bring out our first caution of the night.
Preston Plord was involved in this as well. Not what that 41 team needed. And I gotta tell you, Kyle Singer is starting to get bit by the bad luck bug. He has not really been able to get going after starting off the season really, really well. Now he's on bad luck streak. As we're looking around for any other cars that may have been involved, and so far I don't see any. Although
there's a little bit of damage to the left side of the 4 car of Danny Wells. He's got some left side damage, and I saw damage onto the on the 83 of Biggie Spencer.
That must have been from that first spin with Michael Norman and company. And speaking of that, before we take a look at the caution replay, we're going to take a look at a replay to see what the smoke came from a spin out that must have took place around the beginning of the race. So we'll take a look at that, and then we'll take a look at the caution replay here at Charlotte. Well, here's a look at it. Biggie Spencer gets caught up into the wall, and he comes back down right in front of Michael Norman, and then into Ian Dutta. And there's where Spencer gets his rear end damage by hitting the wall, but nothing too severe for Biggie Spencer. He was able to keep it going and keep it straight. Michael Norman scrapes that inside wall. But both of those cars were able to keep going, and NASCAR, because it was at the back of the pack and no other cars were collected, they decided to not throw a caution for that.
Wow, and that really could have been a lot worse than it could have been apparently. But since it was only a 3-car incident, it really wasn't as serious, and both cars were able to continue and not come down pit road.
Yeah. Well, now that we've seen that replay, let's now take a look at the replay of what brought the caution out for the first time tonight here at the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, here's a look at what brought the caution out, and it looks like it's going to be the exact same thing that happened to Biggie Spencer. Kyle Singer gets too high up into the wall, comes down right in front of Preston Plord, and wow, Plord hit that wall hard.
Hard contact for Plord in the 41.
And then Kyle Singer going to come back up, and Sonny Hammond right in the right side, and wow, Joshua Michaels had nowhere to go.
Oh wow, and did you see that near miss by the 28 of Rue McIntyre? That was a close one.
Yeah, let's take a look and see how he managed to get by it. There you see all the smoke. Sonny Hammond was right in front of him when this happened, and oh, he got a little contact, but not enough to slow him down. But wow, what a job by that 28 car.
He still did a nice job saving it. I mean, he could have easily spun that car straight into the safer barrier.
And then let's keep an eye on the 88 of Jesse Setti, the points leader, might I add, and got a little bit of contact on Joshua Michaels. And wow, that air the 11 car got was
just look
incredible.
at that 11 car flying. And I noticed that the 24 of Kyle Matthews got stuck behind it as well.
Yeah. So let's take a look and see the ride Kyle Singer is going to take by getting hit by the 47. Right there, he goes over once, twice.
Oh, wow.
Wow, he went over twice in that accident. And Sonny Hammond and Kyle Matthews, I don't know if he got involved too much. Let's see. Maybe a little contact with the 82 of Michaels, but nothing bad enough to put him out of the race.
Yeah, but other than that, he was able to drive away. But still, tough breaks for the 47, 82, and the 11 after that wild ride.
Let's see how high the 47 goes when he comes up right in front of Joshua Michaels. Wow. He got some air in that wreck. That was unbelievable.
And I'm also really shocked how the 11 car was able to get back on all 4 wheels after flying that high. I mean that car flipped over probably 2.5 times.
Indeed. One last look at the Sonny Hammond accident on how high he goes up in the air right there as he got clobbered by Joshua Michaels.
That was almost like a complete nosedive there.
Indeed. That wreck right there when the 82 got and hit the 47, that looked very reminiscent of 2 different real-life accidents. The Kyle Busch accident at Daytona in 2009 and Austin Dillon's wreck at Talladega last October. So those are wild rides for both the 47 and the 11, but other than that, it looked like only a 4-car accident, but it was a pretty big wreck at that. But let's go ahead and take you to the restart here at Charlotte. Well, after that first caution, we do have a few cars out of the race, and they are, as I expected, Kyle Singer, Preston Plord, and Sonny Hammond. Somehow Joshua Michaels is going to be able to try to continue, but I doubt he'll be up to speed. But it is Chase Oliver, the leader. Second is Justin Nichols. Third is Kendall Maynor. Fourth is Trent Dunham. Fifth is P.J. Williams. Sixth is Eric Enrage. Seventh is Chris Washer. 8th is David Rivera. 9th, Dorian Facepuncher. 10th is Chris Thomas. Wow, look at that. Rookies are showing that they can run up here, and you've got 3 of them in the top 10.
Oh boy. And like you said, one of the retirees after the race, Sonny Hamlin, after finishing dead last here tonight, that's really gonna hurt him in the points.
Yeah. But the rest of the top 20 is Gabe Williams, Anthony McCurry, Daytona 500 winner Jekko Knight, Charles Jackson, Henrietta Fitzwater, Charles Sanford, Austin Weiner, Ken Thoreau, Mitchell Riggs, and Dylan Young. Then it's Jesse King, Brandon Nichols, Dylan Thoreau, Jesse Setti, Joshua Balkin, Chris Singer, Cody Lamas, Matt McIntyre, Ian Dutta, Zachary Fitzwater, the pole sitter. Then the rest of the cars left are Michael Norman, Rue McIntyre, James McLeod, Biggie Spencer, Kyle Matthews, Seth Cole, Jessica Sheldon, Danny Wells, and Joshua Michaels. Getting ready to go green with with 39 laps to go.
Wow. Jessica Shelton in the 9 car, she's really dropped back quite a lot. I mean, she's gonna have like a lot of ground to make up.
Indeed.
And we already see some 3 wide action between the 27 and the 42, and I couldn't see what other
I
car
think that was
was
the
back
6
there.
of Rivera, I think, was in that too. But sells out the double wide for now. And Chase Oliver's still going to hang on to that lead, but Justin Nichols is right there on the back bumper. But Kendall Maynard in that 26, he's coming in pretty high right now. But now here comes Nichols to the bottom for that lead. And as I see Jekko Knight, and I couldn't tell, I think that was Balkan, both go up into the wall.
Pardon me, McIntyre. I don't mean to interrupt you, but who did you say the driver of the 26 was? Because on the list I got from you, it says it's Dylan Thoreau.
I forgot to switch them on that list.
Okay.
Yeah. But meanwhile, Justin Nichols is going to get the lead, and look who's coming in behind this battle for second. You got Trent Dunham and Chris Washer coming into the picture as well. Also,
Mr.
Trent's
Dishwasher
teammate. Yeah, Mr. Dishwasher. And Trent's teammate Eric and Rage is coming into the battle, and those two are the last hopes for
No, boy, we got some dirt swirled up in the front straightaway, but no caution.
must have been somebody trying to go through the grass for a pass, and it must have worked. Meanwhile,
no, but now we see the 26 car get out to a big lead over the 21 and the 10, but now we see Chris Washer coming up on the inside of Chase Oliver.
Indeed, and here comes PJ Williams, who last season nearly won the championship in Season 3, won a couple races. So far this season, he hasn't scored a top 5 yet, but he's been on a roll with top 10s as of late. He's been trying to move his way up into the point standings, but he's going to have to try to win a race if he's going to have a chance at the chase. But after this race, it's halfway through the regular season, but here comes Chris Washer, and he's trying to get his first win of Season 4 and extend or try to tie Austin Weiner for the most wins in Walmart Cup Series history.
Oh boy! And I just noticed that a lap and a half ago, Justin Nichols, he slammed into the wall hard, almost like what Jessica Shelton did, and he's starting to lose a lot of position. I mean, he's dropped back probably 10 or more plus spots. I mean, you can see him on the outside. He's right in front of the 14 of Chris Thomas, another rookie.
Indeed. As we head back up at the front, new leader Eric and Rage in the 42. Look at him go. And a new driver entering the top 5. Anthony McCurry's coming into the picture, and he's going to be in desperate need for a good finish because lately he's fallen out of the top 10 in points. He comes into this race, if I can remember, he comes in, actually he is in the top 10 just barely though, 9th in the standings, but
you know, boy, now Chris Washer's just got into the wall.
Yeah, and he just got passed by his teammate Henrietta Fitzwater in the 43 up there. Meanwhile, we got back here a battle for the 5th spot. David Rivera and Dorian Face Puncher going at it for that spot. Meanwhile, up ahead, PJ Williams trying to run a lower line than Chase Oliver for that 2nd spot.
You know, boy, and here comes McCurry. Thought about trying to make a move under the 27, but thought twice against it. Oh boy. There he goes again. He's trying to get into that top 3, but can't quite do it just yet.
Not just yet. And now it is 29 laps to go here, or actually make that 30 to go here at Charlotte. Chase Oliver trying to make a comeback at it for the lead again.
Oh wow! And there was a large separation between the top 4 and the rest of the top 7. We got a battle between the 43 and the 6 car right now, but then further back.
Hard hit for Rivera.
Oh man, David Rivera smacked the wall a little bit, but now running in 8th position is Chris Washington. Here comes Charles Jackson into the top 10 for the first time here tonight.
And Austin Weiner following with him is his teammate Brandon Nichols. The only one of their teammates that's not up in his is Dylan Young. And there he is back here. He was last scored in the 28th spot. Man, it's like overall in Walmart Cup Series. Whoa, we got a wreck.
Oh boy,
Checo
we got a
Knight
wreck.
got turned. Oh, and Chris Thomas, Zachary Fitzwater, and Justin Nichols all get collected. And there goes Balkin. And I see Dutta in there, Gabe Williams. Wow, Jesse said he did a great job of missing all that.
Oh wow, it was only a matter of time before these guys ended up wrecking, but but that car really took a hard turn. And then our pole sitter, Zachary Fitzwater, he really didn't need that happening.
Indeed, he did not need that. And there he is
and
right
our
there.
leader after all that turns out to be Eric and Rage in the 42.
Yeah,
So
after
the
being
21,
scored.
what's the 21 doing?
He must have gotten by, but now he's going to start slowing up to let everybody on by.
Yeah, because the ticker said that he did cross the line in the 2nd position, so he's gonna have to give that spot up, which he is doing right now, I think. But it looks like that all the cars are coming down pit road.
Yeah, they're making the first of maybe 2 pit stops here in this race, potentially, because after going 24, 25 laps, they do maybe have to pit around like lap 44 or 45. So this is the first of potentially 2 pit stops they would have to make during this race. But as these pit stops are taking place, we're going to see who's going to come out first.
Okay, and the 21 did not give up the first position back, so I don't know if the 21 is going to be penalized or what, or if NASCAR would just bypass it since they came down pit road. Because once you come down pit road, wherever you come out, that's where you're going to come out. Come to the restart. Oh man, almost contact between the 21 and the 42.
But it does look like Chase Oliver will be the leader as he got out of the pits first. So the rest of the top 5 would be Eric and Rage, Anthony McCurry, Dorian Facepuncher, and Henrietta Fitzwater. Top 10 would be Charles Jackson, Austin Weiner, PJ Williams, Brandon Nichols, and Charles Sanford. What a pleasant surprise for Sanford.
Oh boy, some guys must have just took 2 tires.
Maybe. This is interesting race to try to attempt pit strategy, but who knows how it'll turn out. But let's go ahead and take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the 2nd time tonight here at the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. Well, here's a look at what happened. It was 3 wide for around the 21st spot, and Chris Thomas hit the wall hard and comes down into the 5 of Jeco 9. That gets the 5 to spin and scrape and hit the outside wall on his driver's side, and then Justin Nichols gets into the 14, and then the 45 gets collected in this, and then he's going to come back right up in front of Joshua Balkin and Ian Dutta and others. And look at the 88, it sees it all happening, slows down, and does a great job of blending in and getting by. So great job for the points leader, but man, that's a tough break for guys like Zachary Fitzwater, Jeco Knight, and Chris Thomas, and Justin Nichols.
You know what Jesse said he did, that almost reminds me of last season when Dale Earnhardt Jr. came to almost a complete stop at Talladega to avoid the big one. That was almost just like it.
Yeah, pretty much. But that was a look at the replay of the caution. We can now go ahead and go back to the restart here at Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600. Well, after that first caution, no cars ended up retiring out of the race after that, since there wasn't severe damage on those cars involved. So they will be able to keep it going, but Chase Oliver is your leader. 2nd is Eric and Rage. 3rd is Anthony McCurry. 4th is Dorian Facepuncher. 5th is Henrietta Fitzwater. 6th is Charles Jackson. 7th is Austin Weiner. 8th is PJ Williams. 9th is Brandon Nichols. 10th is Charles Sanford. 11th is Ken Thoreau. 12th is Jesse King. 13th is Matt McIntyre. 14th is James McLeod. 15th is Mitchell Riggs. 16th is Trent Dunham. 17th, Seth Cole. 18th, Kyle Matthews. What a comeback so far for him after getting held up in that first caution. He's up in the top 20. Dylan Thoreau, 19th, and Jessica Sheldon rounding out the top 20. Then it's Rue McIntyre, 21st. 22nd is Cody Lamas. 23rd is Danny Wells. 24th is Michael Norman. 25th is Chris Washer. 26th is David Rivera. 27th, Kendall Maynor. 28th, Ian Dutta. 29th, Zachary Fitzwater. 30th, Jesse Setti. 31st is Joshua Balkin. 32nd, Dylan Young. 33rd, Biggie Spencer. 34th, Chris Thomas. 35th, Chris Singer. 36th, Justin Nichols. 37th, Gabe Williams. 38th, Joshua Michaels. And 39th is Jekko Knight. We're getting ready to go racing with 23 laps to go here in the Coca-Cola 600. So we are past halfway, but still a long ways away to go.
And oh man, Anthony McCrory is not wasting any time, already going under the 42 of Eric Reyes, and he's trying to go for the lead. Oh man, McCrory is on a charge.
Indeed he is, and so is hitting that bottom lane is really charging. Both also Fitzwater, Weiner, and Williams going underneath. And it looks like McCrory will probably get the lead, and it looks like he will lead his first lap of the race.
And indeed he does, but right behind him is the 43 of Henrietta Fitzwater being pushed by Austin Weiner. And it looks like Fitzwater is now going for the lead now, but McCrory, he's not going to give it up that easily. He's trying to use that outside lane to his advantage, but I don't think he'll get it. He's going to lose the lead right there to Fitzwater. And there's 3 wide right behind him between Face Puncher and Rage. Oh man, hard hit for the 21.
Wow, they save it.
Oh, wow.
I was holding my breath in for that one, and they saved it.
Well, oh, man, that was a hard hit for Chase Oliver.
Indeed, and he's going to lose a lot of spots on the track. And now battle for third as here comes Dorian Face Puncher underneath of McCrory.
Here comes PJ Williams in the 27 trying to get around McCrory and trying to stay in the top 5. As you see that a little bit of dust and dirt was kicked up after all that contact and avoidance.
Indeed. Henrietta's got the lead, but here comes Austin Weiner. He's coming in, and McCrory gets the wall a little bit. And Austin Weiner, he's trying to go for his 3rd win of the season already and make his record of all-time wins up to 10 wins of all time. And also Austin Weiner, he's our previous season champion, and he wants to try to go 2 championships in a row for the first time ever in this series. But now here comes rookie Dorian Face Puncher, one of Austin's good pals, coming in behind him.
And here comes a car getting into the top 5 for the first time here tonight. It's Seth Cole in the 52, sponsoring Mr. Goodbar.
Indeed, and he's trying to get his first top 5 finish of the season. He's had so far 2 top 10 finishes. Meanwhile, back up at the front, Dorian Face Puncher's going to get the lead, and it's 3 wide, and Austin Weiner scrapes the wall. While Face Puncher's leading, here comes Mitchell Riggs in that 78, and that guy, I tell you, he's been on a roll. Started off the first few races of the season very, very struggle-filled, but now he's been on a roll, getting 4 top 5s and 5 top 10s, and he's up to 6 in points. And here he is to the lead, but now here comes Seth Cole and Trent Dunham and Charles Jackson. And look who's in the top 10 now, Jessica Sheldon, making a comeback.
Oh boy. Oh boy, yes she is. She is indeed making a comeback after hitting the wall 2 cautions ago. Now look at her now. She getting and oh boy, we got trouble. Teammates collide and oh man, big wreck. Eric and Rage. Oh man, Eric and Rage is flipping.
Oh, and he ended up on top, and then Balkan goes upside down.
Oh my goodness.
And the whole track is blocked, and I see points leader Jesse Setti in there, James McLeod, Justin Nichols. I saw Chase Oliver, one of the dominant cars of the race, was in there. Austin Weiner, Matt
Joshua
McIntyre.
Balkan got stuck on this roof, and we had a little bit of car sex during the front stretch. That's what we call it in NR2003 when cars flip over and land on each other.
Porn. Dylan
Oh.
Thoreau was caught up in there. And yes, Michaels was in there. Cody Lamas was involved.
Oh man, huge wreck. Dylan Young has a little bit of damage. There's Chris Thomas with damage. Ian Dutta, I believe that's who that is.
Yeah, Jekko Knight, I don't see he got involved. He just still has that damage from the last caution. There's Chase Oliver, who has a little bit of rear end damage. There's McLeod, Jesse King, who is one of the guys who got turned in that. And
Yeah,
Rue McIntyre was in there. Chris Washer and McCrory.
Yeah, Jesse King got turned by Dorian Facepuncher, which is his teammate.
Yeah. But up at the front it is Mitchell Riggs in the lead, but we definitely need to take a look at this replay. This was a massive, massive crash here at Charlotte. So let's take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the third time tonight here at Charlotte. Well, it was 3 wide for the 4th spot back there. Dorian Facepuncher got kicked up to the high line, and it looks like the same thing we've seen all night. Gets the wall, gets down into Kyle Matthews, and then down into his teammate Jesse King, and then up in front of Eric and Rage, and most of that field is going to get collected. And look at this.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Eric
it
and
was
Rage
Austin
just
Weiner.
had nowhere to go.
Wow, Jesse King got some air in that as well, and look at that. The whole track ended up getting blocked, and wow, that was a rough landing right there for Eric and Rage, right on top of Danny Wells, and then there you see Balkan upside down.
And Danny Wells slammed into the safer barrier head first, so you know that was a hard impact for the 4 car.
Yeah, that was just absolutely brutal. And let's take over to the TV2 camera for this one. This was just unreal. And there you see Enrage is flipping, and then wow, Wells, he just came up right in front. Wow, look at Enrage as how much air he got in that. And then there you see Michael Norman getting turned in that whole ordeal. Actually, McCrory, it looked like he didn't get much damage. I think he just really just spun it out. I think he's going to be okay, but some of these guys back here didn't get so lucky. Charles Sanford actually got a little bit of damage, and wow, look at the carnage back here. This is like a scene from like a storm movie. It's just filled with debris and chaos. It's just unreal. And there you see Enrage, he's just barrel rolling down the track. And then gets up and then into Facepuncher, and then right on top of Danny Wells, and then back there, oh, it was from Justin Nichols. And Jesse Setti, the points leader, ends up getting collected in that whole mess. We've actually got to count the amount of flips these two took, the 16 and the 42, to see how much they went over. Let's see, with Balkan, he's going to go over once, 1.5 times, and he ends up getting stuck on his roof to the point where he had to teleport to pit road after all of that. And wow, wait a minute. Eric and Rage drove away from that. Wow. Let's take a look at how many times, and this was another one of those dominant cars along with Chase Oliver that got collected in this wreck. Let's see how many times the 42 actually went over. After this hit from Austin Weiner and then another hit from Rue McIntyre, he's going to go over once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So he went over 4 times in that wreck, but it looked wild with how it went. But I mean, man, oh man. Let's look at this whole mess one last time from the beginning. There you see it was a battle for the... It started for a 3-wide battle for 4th. Facepuncher got forced up high, and he got the wall and down in the Matthews, and then down in his teammate King, and then they collect the 42 and the 61. Or actually, the 61 did get some pretty bad damage. And wow, look at that hop from the 55. PJ Williams, I think, did an excellent job of getting through, surprisingly. Some of these
You know what,
cars,
Levi? Before we actually head back to the head back for the restart, we have to look at one spectacular camera angle, and that's with the rear camera of the 27 of PJ Williams. I mean, because he barely escaped away from being hit by the flipping 42. If you,
Yeah, indeed. And so let's go to the rear end onboard camera of PJ Williams for his perspective of all this. On the rear end camera of PJ Williams. Goes through the
it looks like he actually came in contact with someone earlier.
Wow, look
just
at
look
that.
at that flipping 42. Just look how close that 42 car was.
Yeah. And wow, McCurry ended up all the way down to the apron near the pit wall after all that. But that's a look at everything that happened in that third caution. Let's go to the restart here at Charlotte. Alright, well after that last caution, numerous cars out of the race after everything that went down, and they include Eric and Rage, Chris Washer, Anthony McCurry, Danny Wells, Justin Nichols, Dorian Facepuncher, Jesse King, Austin Weiner, Rue McIntyre, James McLeod, Dylan Thoreau, Charles Sanford, Joshua Balkin, Jesse Setti, and Joshua Michaels. 2 cars a lap down after everything, Ian Dutta and Chris Thomas, so that leaves us with 24 cars left on track, 22 on the lead lap. Mitchell Riggs is your leader, second is Seth Cole, third is Trent Dunham. He could go 2 in a row in the Coke 600, we'll find out. Fourth, Charles Jackson, fifth is Ken Thoreau, sixth is Jessica Sheldon, seventh is Kyle Matthews, eighth is Brandon Nichols, ninth Kendall Maynard, 10th is PJ Williams. 11th is Henrietta Fitzwater, 12th Matt McIntyre, 13th Zachary Fitzwater, 14th David Rivera, 15th Biggie Spencer, 16th Michael Norman, 17th is Gabe Williams, 18th is Chase Oliver, 19th Chris Singer, 20th is Cody Lamas, 21st Jecko Knight, and 22nd Dylan Young. Actually, Charles Sanford's still on track, it's just he's on pit road trying to get damage repaired. But Mitchell Riggs is your leader, highest running of the rookies on this restart, and it's going to be, it looks like, 12 laps to go here at Charlotte.
Well, no doubt that Charles Sanford, while he's still sitting on pit road, he's definitely going to be a lap down now. And the 78, oh man, the 78 has completely checked out.
Yeah, he has, and that was also mostly because the 66 and the 14, they are not up to speed, and they're going to hold up some cars, so everybody from third on back at the moment is getting a little bit held up on track, but all of a sudden now here comes Seth Cole for the lead.
Oh boy, it's pretty much a 2-car battle, and I see that Trent Dunham has gotten around the 66, but hopefully some more cars can try to get around that slow car. Now we see Charles Jackson and Jessica Shelton trying to work together.
And also Chris Thomas back there, another car that some of these guys have to deal with. Meanwhile, back up the front, that battle for the lead continues, and Seth Cole has not been able to get by, but 10 laps to go here in the Coke 600.
And oh man, the more that the 52 and 78 go side by side, the more that these lead cars are gonna have an advantage to try to catch those two.
Indeed. And also, we got the worrisome that here in the next few laps, they may have to make a pit stop again. That is a potential for these drivers that they may have to come and pit one last time before the race is over. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that scenario as well. And Seth Cole has the lead, but now everybody from third on back is starting to come back into the picture. Trent Dunham, Charles Jackson, and Jessica Sheldon, among others, coming into this picture now.
And come to think of it, during the last caution, no cars came down pit road, did they?
None of them did.
Oh boy, that really comes into question, as most of these leaders are going to try to stretch it as much as possible. As we now see Charles Jackson trying to work on the inside of the one car, and he's trying to bring Jessica Shelton and Brandon Nichols along with him.
And Kendall Maynard, and that's a freight train. But look at that fifth place car, Jessica Sheldon. Earlier was running in the top 5, but then she got forced up high and got in the wall a few times, ended up back in the back of the pack, and here she is in the top 5, hoping to win this race after winning the All-Star race here last weekend.
And come to think of it, out of all the out of all the races that you've done here in the Walmart Cup Series, have you ever had a driver win the All-Star race and the 600?
Indeed, I have, and it was actually in the very first season. Michael Norman pulled it off back in season 1, so this could be a second time we see this. I know you was thinking we never have, but we actually did.
Oh, but right now, Seth Cole is the guy in charge. He's trying to block every line possible to keep that 78 car from passing him again. But now here comes Trent Dunham on the inside, and he's bringing Charles and Jessica along with him. But he can't quite get there yet. The 78, he's staying glued to the back of that 52 car. But time is slowly running out as we have 5 laps to go now.
Indeed, we're getting closer to the end, but so far, nobody's come to pit just yet, unless they do plan on here in the next lap or two. If these guys can stretch it out the rest of the way, it's gonna be very, very close.
And don't forget, if we see one more caution sometime after this lap, the race is over.
Pretty much, indeed. Battle for lead still with the 78 and the 52. Mitchell Riggs coming in low for that spot, and it looks like he is going to get him. Whoa, Seth got into the wall.
Oh, wow, that is really going to hurt his momentum. And once again, the 78 has completely checked out.
After a result of all that, indeed. As we look around and cars are running very slow, Kyle Matthews, Matt McIntyre, Chris Thomas, and he's actually going to be the first of the drivers on track to come in pit road.
Oh boy, this really comes into question now. Which one of the leaders are going to have to come down pit road? We're going to have to keep an eye on all of these guys.
Indeed we are, and so far... Oh, Brandon Nichols is coming down, but it's going to be 2 laps to go, so they may try to stretch it.
Oh boy, this really comes into question now. Charles Jackson just made his way into 3rd, and Luke is in 4th place right now. I believe that's the
99 of Ken Thoreau. Indeed.
Oh boy, no indication for pit road out of the top 3 as we're coming to the white flag. This is Seth Cole and Charles Jackson's last chance to see if they have something for that 78.
Indeed, because Mitchell Riggs is the leader and the white flag is out, and we're on the final lap. But do they have enough fuel, or are they going to run out here at any moment? I'm thinking they may try to stretch it. Seth Cole's trying, but I don't know if he's going to get him, and I don't think he will. Coming to the checkered flag in his rookie season, Mitchell Riggs wins the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte, and back there a photo finish with Trent Dunham and Jessica Sheldon for that 5th spot. What a race.
Wow, an intense finish between the 78 and the 52. I mean, once Seth Cole hit the wall, I don't think he really had enough time. If Seth Cole probably would have had another lap and a half, he probably could have caught him.
He might have if there were more laps, but still, he'd say he'll be happy with that finish. But let's go ahead and take a look and see how the results came about here at the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. Mitchell Riggs gets his first career Walmart Cup Series win in his rookie season. And wow, his momentum just keeps on going, and he's going to come away with that win. So congratulations to Mitchell Riggs and that 78 team. Seth Cole, solid performance in 2nd. That's going to move him up pretty higher up in the point standings. Charles Jackson, great run of 3rd. Ken Thoreau, after being pretty much back of the pack most of this race, he comes away with a 4th place finish. And the comeback story of the race, Jessica Sheldon, after starting the race off pretty good, then got held up in the high line and hit the wall a few times, ended up in the back of the pack, comes back to finish in the top 5. So solid run for Jessica Sheldon. Trent Dunham, solid performance in 6th. Kendall Maynard, great run of 7th. He needed a good finish. And Zachary Fitzwater, wow, after getting involved in one of the first cautions of the race and start on the pole, he comes back to finish in 8th place.
Wow. That's good driving by the 45.
PJ Williams, solid, another top 10 finish for him in 9th. And Biggie Spencer, another one of those cars who got wrecked early on. he's going to come away with a top 10 finish, and that's his first top 10 of the season. So now every driver in the season have finished in the top 10 now. So we got that out of the way in the first half of the race. Meanwhile, the rest of the top 20 was Jekko Knight, Gabe Williams, Chris Singer, Dylan Young, Chase Oliver, one of the dominant cars of the race. A tough break that he didn't get to finish better than he did. Michael Norman, David Rivera, Henrietta Fitzwater, Cody Lamas, Matt McIntyre, and the last car to finish on the lead lap was Kyle Matthews, and the next three finished the race a lap or two down: Ian Dutta, Brandon Nichols, and Chris Thomas. Of course, everybody else after the cautions happened, they ended up out of the race. Eric and Rage, Chris Washer, Anthony McCurry, Danny Wells, Justin Nichols, Dorian Facepuncher, Jesse King, Austin Weiner, Rue McIntyre, James McLeod, Dylan Thoreau, Charles Sanford, Joshua Balkin, Jesse Setti, Joshua Michaels, Kyle Singer, Preston Plord, and Sonny Hammond. And as I'm looking through those results to check how big the points lead could be, now, Jesse Setti came in with a 33 points lead over Gabe Williams. Setti finished 38th, and Gabe Williams finished 12th, so that would be 26 points that Gabe Williams would gain. So Jesse Setti will still be the points leader, but only by
7 points, right?
Yeah, 7 points. So that points lead, that big points lead she did have last couple weeks ago,
it's gone.
Yeah, it's pretty much gone. So now that's opened up room for more drivers to come up into that battle. But still, what a great Coca-Cola 600 we had. We had great racing, but also some pretty big wrecks. But I also would like to thank Trent Dunham for stopping by the booth tonight.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
Indeed. And so that does it for the first half of the regular season here in Season 4. So now the second half, where things are going to get crazier as drivers are going to battle for wins in order to get into that postseason chase. So, and the next race we head is going to be back at Restrictor Play Racing, where we head to M&Ms coming up. But until we get there, here are your results, rookie points and regular points heading into that race. But until we get to that race, I am Levi McIntyre, signing off.
Now this last girl or boy could even be you. You'll be amazed at the things that a person can do when they have enough drive and the right state of mind. Nobody's ever gonna even get close to your shine. So if you find you wanna be a doctor, a priest, an astronaut, a fireman, or join the police, be on the silver screen, become a movie star, or be a pro racer and drive fast cars. It don't matter the age, it don't matter the color, it don't matter the gender or who you love. If you got it in your heart, then go ahead and do it. If you have a gift, then please go ahead and use it. Cause I was feeling stupid while trying to do music, thinking that I had no voice and that I was useless. But as I write this down, I can see what I mean. Nobody ever will stop me from achieving my dreams.